Last year we lost to Colin Cowherd. We were 48-48-3. He was 46-32-2. The reason we won more games than him but lost 16 more games than him is because we were chasing and continued to have celebrities make more and more picks, and we failed because of the Baldwins, basically. The entire Baldwin family, Alec, Daniel, Billy.
Except Beth. Really, when you break it down, the Wahlbergs were
The
terrible.
Wahlbergs also hurt us, 7-15-1. But now
these Hollywood families, they're blocked.
I miss Marlon Wayans. He was 8-2.
Marlon's fine. The Wayans are okay by us.
So I do not know if this man, who has won 3 Grammy Awards, he's sold more than 20 million albums, I do not know if he knows football or not, but we'd like to welcome him.
20 million albums? Wow.
You're surprised by that?
That's a lot of albums.
Yes. Are you surprised by that, Jon Secada? And thank you for joining us. Are you surprised that you have sold 20?
It's Jon Secada?
What?
Oh, my. I saw you play Danny Zuko on Broadway once.
I did. I actually did.
Yeah, we know. We saw it. I know.
I was the first Cuban Danny Zuko in Greece, which was for me it was a big deal at the time. Yeah, to albums, 20 million. You know, when albums still were sold in the way that my career started. You know, I've been doing this I guess close to 30 years, so it's been a blessing, man. It's been a great ride. So. And I do know a little bit of football, so I am a fan. I am a fan of the sport.
Okay, we will get to that in a second. But so could you have imagined any of this? What was happening in your life when you were a teacher at Miami-Dade College?
Yeah, you know, I grew up in South Florida. This community means so much to me. So I'm a product of everything that deals with being raised in Hialeah, Florida, as a Cuban American. And I've done it all. I attached to this to who I am as a musician. It all started here in Miami. I went to school at the University of Miami. I taught for a while. I worked the clubs. I did recording sessions. I did jingles. I did it all. And so I've always been very, very proud of who I am, how I started, the friends the people that I've known, and the friends that I've made in the business, all musician friends and guys that for the most part I still work with, and everything that started that kind of got my career going. It all started here when I met the Estefans, of course, but I still remember those being a teacher and doing everything that I needed to do to just be the best musician that I could be.
Can you tell us what your life in Hialeah was like? Because Hialeah it's a funny place. It's an unusual place. There isn't any place like it in the United States.
That is very true. It's got its own set of street numbers attached to the rest of the city. I went to Hialeah High School. It was, again, diversity, ethnic diversity, very Hispanic-oriented, especially when I grew up, and I think it still is. And I love it. I love the fact that my traditions, my Latin traditions, I was able to kind of harness them still living in Hialeah. I mean, I remember my first CD had come out, and I was still living in Hialeah. There was so much stuff going on with my with what was going on with me and traveling and everything, and I loved it. I loved the fact that I love where I live. I love where I kind of grew up as a musician, and everything that I am is, it all started there. And we still have my family. We still have a lot of interest in Hialeah. It will always be, and it still is, South Florida, Hialeah. It means everything to me.
Jon Secada with us on ESPN Radio. What can you tell us about your father's experiences in Cuba and how it is that you ended up over here?
Yeah, I think the Cuban American experience, especially for my parents, my father, he was a political prisoner in the '60s. It was a different time, different type of culture, or what was going on in Cuba at the time. When he tried to leave at the time, it was illegal to do it in that way. Was put in prison. We eventually were able to leave legally. We had to come through a different way than to be able to come to the States directly. We didn't have anybody here to claim us, to sponsor us, and so we went to Spain, went to Costa Rica. So we had that that journey as immigrants really meant a lot to us in terms of just the struggles of wanting a better life and knowing that that in the end it was always our dream to be able to have the opportunity to come to the United States, and we did. And I will always be very thankful to all those sacrifices and things that my parents went through for us to eventually have the opportunity of the American dream.
You've toured with some legends like Pavarotti, ranging from Pavarotti to Sinatra. What is the most awed you've been touring around the country?
I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah, they got to tour with Jon Secada.
No, guys,
Nice.
thank you. I've been very, very blessed, man. Very, very blessed and very lucky, very fortunate to have worked with some great talents. And I will say that I think that singing with Pavarotti was probably the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done because, this is the biggest tenor on the planet and classic tenor, and and it was in his hometown in Italy and with a 120-piece orchestra, and I'm there, at the beginning of my career trying to stand next to Pavarotti singing this classic piece called Granada, and I'm like, and all I'm trying to do is just survive the moment and enjoy it at the same time, and moments like that I'll never forget. And of course, having my name next to Sinatra, that's something that, as a musician, for me, studying music, another legend, another icon, just to have my voice recorded next to his, again, things that I can never forget, attached to opportunities, things that happened so early on in my career.
Jon Secada with us. For tickets, tour dates, and information on his new album, visit jonsecada.com. John, the key to being 57 and looking 27 is what?
Exercise, supplements, whatever we need to do, especially getting older. I think discipline, commitment, lifestyle decisions. For me, that's always been a big deal, to try to do whatever I need to do to eat as well as I can, especially when I travel and exercise as effective as I can. That means a lot to me. Going to the gym, it still does. And then after that, just knock on wood that God keeps giving me the health to be able to keep doing it.
For tickets, tour dates, and information on his new album, visit jonsecada.com. Go ahead and play the open, Mike.
And now it is time for Celebrity Prognosticator. Let's win some money.
Oh, I hope he wins. I have so many Jon Secada
We
questions.
are back, man.
He has toured with Pavarotti, and that's how we give him music to start this segment.
We didn't even get to the fact that he might do the Super Bowl halftime show this year, Dan.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you going to do the Super Bowl halftime show? Break some news on here, Secada.
Boys, I wish I had, I haven't gotten the call yet. No.
Not from Jay-Z.
Okay.
You let us know.
All right.
Better come. It's got to come.
Yep.
Rams at Panthers. Panthers plus 2.5. Who does these lines are provided by Caesars? Who does Jon Secada have?
I think that's actually it's a very fair,
Point spread.
Absolutely, very fair for Carolina. I think that you're talking about the Rams, man. This is in the NFC, one of the most dominant teams. Goff, he's got a brand new deal. Gurley probably, hopefully, he's going to come back as strong as he can, based on whatever health issues he had last year.
You're really keeping us in suspense
Oh, my
here. We
God.
don't know which way you're going to
the
go.
Rams, but I'm not sure.
Secada, I didn't know you wanted to be an ESPN gas bag. Who do you have?
Carolina, man.
Oh,
Carolina plus 2.5.
Biggest bet of the weekend. Thank you, John.
Ravens at Dolphins. Dolphins plus 6.5. They're clearly tanking your hometown team. Who do you have?
This is painful because, unfortunately, I have to, think with whatever I know about the sport and the intelligence that I have as a fan, and I can't do it with my heart. So, unfortunately, as a Dolphin fan, I wish that I could say that my team is going to win that game, but I know that they're not, and it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
And that's a sad reality, man. And I think as a Dolphin fan, it's like Darius Rucker sang with the Hootie, Hootie and the Blowfish, man. It's going to be another year.
They always make you
A lot
cry.
of Dolphins fans cry because it's just again the growing process, new coaching staff. Great new players, but still they just have to grow into whatever's going on. A lot of leadership left. So it's going to be a tough year for my Dolphins.
All right, you know what, John?
Did he take the Ravens?
Hold
I don't
on,
know
hold
what
on. No, he took the Ravens. John, we're going to leave you right there. Can you come back? Because we're up against the break, and you clearly want to talk about these games. So we're going to give you another chance to talk about the games and give us the rest of your picks if you can come back in 5 minutes.
Absolutely. My pleasure, guys.
What happened? Rams at Panthers plus 2.5. I heard you were screaming that the pick was wrong. What happened, Secada?
I blooped it, man. I blooped it. I was so involved talking about the spread, and I'm like, I said, the Panthers. But no, of course, the Rams. You kidding? The Rams are going to win that game. But the spread, I think, is fair. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a test to let's see how Cam deals with coming back with all those injuries. I think it's going to be a good game. So.
And we're still not certain on the Dolphins and Ravens. I think you want, you don't think the Dolphins are going to win, but it might be close.
No, he picked the Ravens. The Ravens, right?
The Dolphins are going to lose.
And they're going to lose. They're going to lose by more than 6.5.
Lose, yes.
By more than 6.5 points.
All right.
I think so.
Okay.
Washington at Eagles. Eagles minus 10. Who does Jon Secada have?
That's an easy one. I think the Eagles are going to definitely win that game, and another really the spread calls it right. The Redskins, man, they're challenged. I think both Gruden brothers, they're challenged in their own ways, but I think Jay Gruden, man, he's got a tough team to try to survive with again, and I think that playing at Philly. And with a loaded Eagles team, there's no way that they don't have a chance.
All right, so the Eagles are the pick. Guillermo, put it on the poll. As Jon Secada said, are the Gruden brothers challenged? Colts at Chargers. Chargers minus 6.5. Who do you have?
Yeah, that's the Chargers are also going to win that game, and probably I think that the spread is going to be bigger than that. But you know what, man, I feel for this kid Brissett because with everything that's going on over the last few weeks, and what a tester. I mean, for a brand new quarterback, and they're going to get going against a great team. A veteran, Rivers. There's no way that they can even have a chance. So I think, by far the Chargers are gonna take that one.
All
Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys minus 7.5. Who does Jon Secada have?
See, now, this is my wrench upset for the week.
Oh,
wow.
Look out! Now is that a monkey wrench or is it a bet the ranch?
Absolutely, a million percent.
With a Hialeah accent.
I think there's something that tells me in the gut of my heart.
I love it.
That I think that the Giants, they have nothing to lose, so much to prove. You're talking about still a quarterback, a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, he might be at the fourth quarter of his career, but he's got a lot to prove to himself. They have one of the most dynamic, running backs in the game with Barkley. They have a chance. I think Zeke is not going to be up to speed to football speed yet, and he shouldn't have to be because he hasn't played football since June. And I think that the Giants can. It's a low-scoring game, back and forth. Whoever has last possession, it's a field goal away, and I think the Giants can do it.
All right.
Your heart has a gut?
That sounds like a top 10 song, John. If you want to get to the studio right now, the gut of my heart is something like that you can make into musical brilliance and profit.
Listen, man, I wish I could say that for my Dolphins this week, but I can't. But I can say that for the Giants. There you go.